And as part of our discussion this morning, we're going to go through and do a little bit of a workshop for you, give you some information here. As you know, I am a national speaker for the Society for Financial Awareness, SOFA. It's a nonprofit organization, and it's a 501c3. Financial literacy across America is the concept here. So we're going to talk about identity theft. And if you're watching us on Ron Siegel Radio, if you're watching us on the ABC News and Talk video feed, you can actually see the slides that Josh is going to be going through here as I talk our way through it for those of you that are listening to us. So again, it is identity theft is our subject. Identity theft, the number one of the fastest growing crimes. Every 3 seconds, somebody's identity is stolen. In the U.S., more than 11.6 million adults became victims of identity theft. It is a federal crime. It occurs when a person's ID is used for unlawful activities. And as I shared with you, I think it was on yesterday's broadcast, I actually did have 2 people last week contact me that they had identity theft issues and wanted some information about identity theft. So it's not a thing to be joking with. One of my sons a few years back had his identity stolen. Next slide. Consequences of identity theft can be staggering. Extensive time spent. You've got to deal with it. High out-of-pocket expenses to clear your good name. Denied loan and jobs. Possible crimes on your credit, on your record. Right? You can get a lot of bad news coming from identity theft. Tax-related identity theft, child identity theft, medical identity theft. They're all types of identity theft. And you know one of the biggest places that identity theft takes place? Your mailbox, right? There's the mail that's coming in through your mailbox. That's where a lot of it is taking place. Why do you want to care about this? That's the big question, right? It's going to cost you time and money. That's why you're going to want to really be cognizant of it. It's an annoyance, obviously. There's a lot of times you're going to end up getting your initial money back. The problem is not the initial money, it's the later money, right? Oh, yes, I know it's all about money, right? How long is it going to take you to get that money back? So you can go into your bank. If they hit your bank account, they can go and your bank will generally get you your money back eventually. How much embarrassment did you get before that happened? That's the question mark on that one. How do they get your personal info? Well, pretty easy. Information shared on the internet, easy to retrieve or to hack, right? If they're they send you those phishing emails, I can tell you this: if it's not somebody that I know, they can send me I get PDFs all the time. I get documents that say, hey, we need your signature on this, right? They go right in the trash, right? If somebody needs me to sign something, they better call me ahead of time, unless it's from my office, right? They better call me ahead of time and tell me they're sending something, because otherwise, not going to be done by me. Dumpster diving. Got to get that shredder. Right? Anything that's got important or sensitive information, don't just put it in the trash. Don't assume that it's a simple place. Dumpster diving is big. Blatant theft, stealing your wallet, stealing your mail, debit or credit card information, skimming, right? And I just talked to somebody the other day. There's some people in their neighborhood that are going through and stealing out of their car, right? Even if there's not much in the car, they'll go in there. And think about this one. I mean, I have a friend that actually had her car stolen out of her garage. It was in the garage was closed, and her Range Rover was stolen out of the garage. They found it about 4 miles away. So are you leaving your keys in your car even if it's in the garage? Do you have one of those smart home dealies that'll actually turn your garage door opener off at night? Do you have a separate key that you're giving at the valet, or are you using a valet? Right? People are using it. Then they can go and get a credit report, business record theft, diverting mail to other locations, right? They go in there and they put a change of address in your mailbox. right? These are all the ways that people are getting your identity. That's not good. What can they do with your identity? What can they do once they get the information? Once a thief has gotten a hold of your information, there's no telling what they may do with it. Regularly manage your accounts and be on the lookout for strange activity. They could drain your bank account. They can open a new account, write bad checks, open a credit card account that never gets paid, but it's on your name, your social security number, your birth date. Make purchases in illegal activities that could cause problems for you. All those are some of the things that they could be doing. File for bankruptcy in your name. Obtain a driver's license with your info. Buy a car and use your info and credit history to get a loan. Obtain phone and or cable services in your name. Be on the lookout for irregular purchases or set up alerts through your bank or account provider to stay informed. It's very, very important. Do not be a victim. Keep personal and privileged information in a safe or secure location. Check bank and credit card statements when received to monitor any irregular activity. Outside of the home, beware of shady shopping and services. Be wary of giving out your social security number. Why are you giving that out? Be cautious in the workplace that information is guarded. These are just a few of the steps to prevent fraud. I'm going to suggest to you, I go to a doctor and they ask for your social security number. Why do they need your social security number? Think about that. Now, maybe they need it for your insurance statement, but for the most part, you know what that's for? If you don't pay the bill, that way they can go out in collection. That's what it's really for. Warning signs of identity theft. Denied credit, charges on a credit card you don't recognize, personal information on credit cards are stolen. Someone changed your address on a particular account. Credit card bills stop coming to your current address. You find something wrong on a credit report, drastic change in your score. Debt collectors contact you regarding a debt that you did not incur. Those are a few of the warning signs. So what do you do if you're a victim? Well, the first call needs to be to the police department. Open a police case means they can begin to investigate the crime, and it will allow you to straighten out credit and account discrepancies with this proof. You're going to need the documentation for some of your credit cards and for some of the credit bureaus. Inform your bank. Make sure your account information, ATM cards or checks have not been compromised. Cancel cards as necessary. Cancel checking and savings accounts as necessary. And then obviously open new ones. Remember any of those bills that you've had on auto pay. Got to reset that up because otherwise you don't want those late charges again. So what do you do if you're a victim? Contact all 3 credit bureaus. Get copies of your credit reports. Have all agencies flag accounts with fraud alert. Ask creditors to contact you to verify all future applications and add a victim statement to the report. More of them. Call credit card security departments. You don't have to wait. I just was with somebody the other day, and they thought there was fraud happening on their card. And they said, well, it just shows pending. It doesn't say that it's already been cleared. Call the credit card security department. Close accounts register as closed at customer request. Big information right there. They have to note the card closed at customer request. Get new accounts and protective passwords. I use LastPass. Right, I love LastPass because it comes up with a password that I can't even remember it. I can't even write the darn thing. I have to copy and paste. It's so crazy. Document, date, name of the person who helped, and actions taken for your records. Keep copious notes on everybody you talk to about the identity theft. Use ID theft affidavit to avoid completing different forms. Keep copies of all of the affidavits. Federal Trade Commission, Identity Theft Clearinghouse. These are some of the government assistance programs. Visit their site for helpful information on avoiding and dealing with identity theft, consumer.gov/ID theft. Consumer.gov/ID theft. Or you can go to fraud.id theft. Fraud.id theft. That's some of the government assistance programs that are available as well. And I'm going to suggest to you that one of the great tools, now I told you, I think it was yesterday, that there's some free sources that you can actually get your credit report every single month. Right now, actually once a year, so there's a law, but right now during COVID until April 2022, you can get it every week. But I like myfico.com, myfico.com. That's where I go to monitor my credit. And I get a bing every time something happens on there. Myfico.com is the source that I use. I'm gonna just share with you. I think it's worth the money. Yes, I pay for it. I pay $50 every month to monitor my wife and myself, our credit. $50 a month. It's well worth the money. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. That is our identity theft workshop.